Hello everybody. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have tried filming this video already and I literally bawled my eyes out and I couldn't even watch the video, but it was very therapeutic for me for me to like sit down and tell the whole story anyways, even if I just cried and screamed and did what I needed to do. Those emotions are very important to feel, and no matter if you think it's the right way or the wrong way, that is how I am dealing with things. A couple of warnings before I start this video. One, I have already talked to Landon. Landon does know what's going on, not really like the full outcome, and you'll understand this here in a few minutes, but he does understand he's getting testing done and things like that. So and I asked him if he was okay with me sharing this, and he said yes. And I said, are you sure, bud? Because I don't have to talk about this on the vlog. He was like, no, it's okay. And he was like, and I want you to vlog when we're going where we're going. So I don't know what the next few videos is going to entail. My second warning is that I am going to monetize this video. I have had people ask like how they can help in our situation, and right now we're dealing with looking at a lot of medical costs, and this is a way that I can do it without costing you guys anything. This is something where I'm going to take every dollar that I make from this video and it's going to go towards medical costs for Landon. So I hope I explained that well enough. As you guys will hear, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we are just like, we're not hurting for money, and we do have insurance. We just don't know how much everything is going to cost, and it is a little nerve-wracking right now. So like I said, anything I earn from this video is going to go towards medical costs. I am going to start kind of from the beginning. If you are new here, my son has hypermobility, but for the last 2 years he's probably been diagnosed with that. I have kind of not fought the doctors, but in a way was kind of like, I really just didn't think that was like the full answer of what was going on. I just never felt good about it, but I didn't really have a reason. He has seen his pediatrician, he has seen orthopedic pediatricians, he has seen physical therapists, and everybody seemed to agree that it was hypermobility. 2 months ago, he fell down the stairs head over feet. And I went into mama bear mode, and I called his doctor and said, I want him reevaluated. I want him to be seen. I just feel like there's something more going on. It's like his legs just give out. So we took him to the doctor, and he, you know what? He was having a really good day. I don't blame the doctors for missing this, because he does have hypermobility, and it did kind of cover up what was really going on. She did some kind of tests on him. She said, you know what? He seems pretty normal. I really think this is just hypermobility, but we can go ahead and run some more blood work for you to see how his muscles are doing. And I said, yes, let's do that, because I just have this feeling like it's something else. So I had his blood work done, and it ended up coming back normal. And she said, well, you can start physical therapy if you like, if you think it would help him. And I was like, yes, absolutely. And she referred me over to a wonderful physical therapist here. I did vlog the day that we took him to the evaluation for physical therapy, and in that video I talked about like, I just felt like something, like I just didn't feel good about it. Like I felt like they did a really good job, but I felt like what I really wanted to say was I could just tell on their face that there was something major going on that they can't say because they're not a doctor, but I could just tell that there was something else going on. So at that point, I was starting to get a little bit nervous and wondering where I should take him. Maybe I should take him to Mayo Clinic, because I know something's going on. A week and a half ago, Landon, it was a Sunday night, and Landon went to go open his hand and could not open his hand all the way. His fingers were kind of like this, like they were just kind of curled over. He couldn't open them all the way. And then we asked him to put his hand like flat on the table, like he kind of had it rounded like this, and we asked him to like push his fingers flat to where they were like all touching the table, and he could not do that. I'm in the garage, so I'm gonna grab a coat. Everyone is sleeping, so I had to sneak out to the garage, and it's chilly out here. So when Landon went to go open his hand and he couldn't open it all the way, I called his doctor the next day, and I was like, I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if I need to send him somewhere. Like I just left a message in like a panic, like something's going on. I feel maybe I need to send him somewhere where they can do some like crazy testing. And she called me back and was like, if he can't open his hand, this is not a hypermobility thing. He needs to get tested. He needs to go to Providence in Anchorage. They need to do a muscle biopsy. I mean, she was much more calm than this, but this is like how I remember it in my crazy brain. She was very sweet and like was just like, that is not normal. We need to get him tested. We have done all the testing we can on him in Fairbanks. We need to get him to Anchorage and get him further testing that they have down there. So at that point, I got pretty panicky. For those that don't know, we live about 360 miles away from Anchorage, and it's not a big deal. I mean, I was already preparing to travel with him, but at that point I was like, I knew there was something going on like for so many years, and just to like finally be told like you were right when like I had been fighting for him, it was just, and then it was just so many things were running through my head. His doctor is between offices right now and technically is not his doctor, and he is not her patient. So she asked me to go to a major clinic here in Fairbanks. So we scheduled an appointment with a doctor there. We went to that appointment and got a completely different doctor than we had scheduled with. This lady, this lady comes in complaining about her day and is like, there's just been so many like emergency type things. And I was like, okay. So she does tests on him and she hits his reflexes, and he doesn't have any reflexes left in his knees. Just does some like, you know, like strength tests on him. At this point, I had no idea what was going on. This lady tells me that she thinks it's muscular dystrophy and to not Google it. And then tells me that she has the day off and won't get to me until the next day. It was like such a shocking appointment when I went there that I didn't even realize what had happened. And I walked out and I was sitting in my van and I called Lance. And then we were just like in shock because like I was just told that my kid could have muscular dystrophy and to not Google it because there's a lot of scary stuff about it, and that I should just go home and just keep doing physical therapy until she can get to me. I just sat in the parking lot and I cried, and I like was in shock because that was the first time I had heard muscular dystrophy, had any clue that was what was going on. So if you do Google muscular dystrophy, I don't care what she said, like as a mom, like I want to know what's going on with my kid if you think that's what he has, and I want to do what's like best for him. So if I can research and like do things for him, that's what I'm going to do. So I type in muscular dystrophy and I see life expectancy. So at that point I have to go home, and Lance and I just like, we were just in shock because like we were just told that like our kid could have muscular dystrophy, and then to be told to just go home and wait until she can get to us. And I was like, there's no way I can do this. Like there's no way I'm gonna just go home and just take him to physical therapy and just go on about my life. Long story short, I scheduled another appointment with a different pediatrician because I just first of all, like that was just terrible the way she dealt with us, and like just didn't have time for us, and it was an awful appointment. I just didn't think she was gonna fight for us. Like I couldn't trust that she was gonna like do the best for Landon. Like she was more worried about her day off than my kid during that appointment. It was disgusting, like completely disgusting. I scheduled an appointment with a different pediatrician at this same clinic because I have to get him seen. I have to get him down to Anchorage, and I go see this other pediatrician who is fantastic and had so much compassion, did some more tests on him, listened to what I had to say, listened to what Landon had to say, which is like so important for me because I mean, I can only tell you so much, but I like when they ask them questions because it just shows them respect too. So she gets done with the appointment and she says that she thinks that it is muscular dystrophy as well. And the whole goal on all of this was to get him down to Providence, which is a hospital down there. They have a pediatric neurologist. I'm just gonna shorten this up real quick. after some phone calls back and forth and them telling me like it could be like a month or two before he could get into this neurologist, I made phone calls and I was very nice every time. I wasn't like mean in any way. I just was like a concerned mom that was not going to wait that long. I mentioned on Instagram that I needed prayers, and I feel like this is like the answered prayers that I needed. He was able to get into the neurologist that he needed to see this Friday. Landon and I are going to be going down to Anchorage and seeing a pediatric neurologist down there. Then he is going to schedule us for a biopsy of Landon's muscle. Like I said, Landon does know what's going on. He knows that he needs to get his legs biopsied, and I kind of explained a little bit how that goes. And you know, we kind of talked to him a little bit on like, your muscles and your legs are having a hard time, and if there's things that we can help with or help you do so you can, you know, I want him to feel independent, and I want him to feel like he can do things on his own without feeling like he's anything less. And I want him to be uplifted and encouraged. I can't believe I'm even holding it together right now. I really can't. There is so much going through my mind right now. We are hoping they can get us in for the biopsy right away, but I understand we're going down there on a Friday afternoon, so unless they had like a cancellation on Friday, we're probably going to be staying over the weekend. It's been about a week now since we found out that it could be muscular dystrophy, and I have cried and I've cried and I've screamed and I've cried. And I don't want you guys to think that I am like scared of taking care of him, because I'm not scared of taking care of him. I'm scared of the life expectancy. I don't know if I'm strong enough to go through that. I can tell you right now, if there is any negativity on this video, I will block you and delete your comment, because this is not the video for that. This is how I am dealing with it. This is how Lance is dealing with it. And whether it is muscular dystrophy or not, I do know there is something going on, and we just don't know yet. There's just been a lot of like, there's all the steps of like, I was just angry at first. I was angry. I was told in such a way that it was like brushed off. I was like sad because of what he's gonna have to go through. I accepted it. I started looking at different things that could help him. Wheelchairs just aren't something that you would ever expect to have to buy for your kid. And it was like a step in accepting what is going on. I am asking you guys for your prayers, for Landon, for the doctors, for us, and my family too. I know they are trying to hold it together for me, but I know they're hurting too, because it truly is a village. And I want everyone to like feel what they need to feel. It's just important for everyone. That is what we've been dealing with here. I've had so many people ask like how they can help. Again, the only reason I'm going to monetize this video is for the medical bills that we are going to be dealing with here soon. I did have a few people reach out and say I should start a GoFundMe. I am not looking to start a GoFundMe. There's so much like stigma around that it gives me like anxiety, and I don't want people, if it's not muscular dystrophy and then people are like, oh well, you started this GoFundMe. I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff around GoFundMe. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but we do have insurance. Obviously deductibles are crazy, so we do have bills coming up. Luckily our insurance kicked in for Lance's new job like just a few weeks ago, which is insane. The timing on all this is just a God thing. Obviously we're gonna keep some stuff personal. This is our lives and this is our son's life. Again, he has asked me to share it. This is going to be our lives for the next little while. There's just a lot with like making sure he has what he needs, and also making sure we are giving attention to our other 3 kids and not making them feel brushed aside because Landon is going through this. I know I am probably missing a lot of stuff, and I probably said the wrong thing, or someone might think that I'm getting too emotionally wrapped up in something I don't know a for sure answer on. This is how we are dealing with things, and we're gonna feel what we need to feel. We should have some answers here in the next week and a half, I'm hoping, or at least a guide on what the next steps should be. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few weeks, but it is definitely a family first, and I am going to go love on my kids. A huge thank you to everyone that has reached out. My mom has made us dinners, and Jessica brought us over dinner, and her and my sister and Jessica's mom made a bunch of freezer meals for me, which was like so nice. We have had other people bring us dinner. It's just truly been a blessing. It has been a humbling situation because I don't have the mental capacity to even make dinner right now. So to not have to stress about that has been wonderful. I had a friend offer to come clean my house, which was like insanely so thoughtful. I just appreciate everybody. I will keep you updated as much as we can and what Landon is willing to share. Just keep him in your prayers.